Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and I'm really excited for today's off-road comparison because we are going to be comparing new school to old school. We are comparing the Defender to the Ineos Grenadier. The Defender is unibody, has air suspension, independent suspension, and the most advanced four-wheel drive system on the planet. The Grenadier, on the other hand, is body on frame, solid axles, front and rear, fixed springs, and it has one of the least advanced traction control systems on the planet, but it does have locking differentials, front, center, and rear. The Defender actually has a center and a rear. But anyways, we're gonna see if new school and computer techie can beat old school and simplistic in today's off-road comparison. Let's get into it. We're gonna try something new on the channel. We're not doing a super difficult hill here when it comes to just general off-roading, but what we are going to be doing is
scaring the crap out of Elise.
Yes, I'm going to be doing the downhill, and then Elise will be doing the uphill. So you guys will get like the point of view drive from me, and then from Elise you will get some interior and probably a lot of exterior shots. I'll probably just guide her through and just walk up the hill, so a lot of exterior shots. Now I've got the Defender in rock crawl mode, and I've got the hill descent control on because it automatically turns it on in rock crawl mode. So I'm not driving, by the way. This is the Defender.
That doesn't help me feel better.
I know, right? But what I can tell you is this system's pretty good. I'm going to turn it off. Will you let me turn it off? What? No. There we go. Okay, so I turned it off, so now I'm driving. I'm in four-wheel low. Air suspension is cranked up.
Funky.
Yeah, they're big rocks. Now, we didn't air down either vehicle because the Defender has 20-inch wheels, and I didn't want to air down 20s because it's just asking for trouble. The Grenadier has 17-inch wheels, so I could air it down, but I want to make the comparison fair with both of the vehicles. Now this might seem like I'm going
3 miles an hour.
Yeah, very, very slow, but I'm just taking it easy because I'm trying to get a feel for the Defender on all of this. And what I will say is, although these tires, in my opinion, are not the greatest, this is gripping a lot better than I anticipated. This is a lot of sand and then loose gravel. So it's not a great surface when it comes to grip, and this is actually doing a pretty good job. I am getting tossed around a little bit though, and what I mean by that is it's not insanely difficult to place the Defender, but it is a pretty big vehicle, and what I'm finding is it moves quite a bit. I've noticed this with vehicles when you've got tires that aren't all that wide. These are only 255 millimeters wide, and so yeah, it's just something that we've got to contend with. Yeah, you can see the lockers locking and or they're actually locked right now, but they lock and unlock depending on what I need. Very smooth. Again, this is the big thing with the Defender. The big showstopper is the four-wheel drive system. It is perfect at distributing power rather. These tires should not be able to do, we shouldn't be able to do what we're doing with the vehicle this heavy and with tires this small. So it really does show you that Land Rover's braking system and everything is just absolutely top notch. Now I won't bore you guys with the bottom section here because it's pretty much just downhill. But yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with what they've done. They've turned what should just be a street car into something that can actually off-road. Okay, what do you think so far?
Well, we did the easy part.
Yes. And I'll pop out to guide you in just a second.
Better.
But does it seem like, I mean, you don't really have to think about the grip, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, so the four-wheel drive system,
I just have to think about directing it to stay on the off-road trail.
Yeah, the four-wheel drive system is really good. So I'll get out right here for you so I can direct you. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys commentary as she's crawling up here. So, yeah, you can see the Defender with the air suspension all the way raised. It's pretty cool, and it articulates pretty well for a unibody SUV. Yeah, she's doing a really good job here. Yeah, keep on coming, just take it slow. You're about to go over a rock here, so just kind of slow down a little bit. Yeah, good. And then your front wheel is gonna hit another one, it's fine. Yep, easy. Yeah, you guys can see it is handling it really well in terms of just the grip. Again, you wouldn't think this with, I mean, those tires, what, 255 by 60 by 20? Those are like 30s? Just not very big tires. Oh, I tripped on a rock. Yeah, keep coming, you're doing good. And by the way, this is her first time doing anything this steep with off-roading. We'll probably get into stuff that's a little bit more difficult down the road, but you know, everyone's got to start somewhere. So this part really intrigues me because it starts to get, ooh, as I'm slipping, it starts to get steep. Okay, so she's popping up here. Yeah, easy. I will say the four-wheel drive low in this isn't super low with the gearing, but it's low enough. Yeah, super smooth. I'm gonna go behind you for a minute, just get some shots of the back. You're good to keep going up. Oh, I'll pop back up in a moment. Yeah, just so you guys can get, but you can see how it's not slipping at all. You can hear the engine working. But yeah, I mean, normally with tires this small, you're gonna see a little bit of, on this, you can see a little bit of slipping, but no, it's doing really well. Okay, you're good, start coming. Just take it easy. None of these rocks are big enough to stop the Defender, you just have to hopefully not pop a tire, right? Yeah, this is seriously impressive to me. Like, as I'm backing up the hill, I keep slipping, whereas the Defender does not. And you know, we could probably have it in normal mode with the air suspension, that would be enough clearance. Oh, you can see that it kicked up a little bit there, but instantly fixed it. Yeah, the four-wheel drive system on this is really cool to watch in action. Now this part right here, it's gonna have to go over a little ledge. Yeah, easy. You did it! Yeah, that was impressive to watch. Well, we are doing the same route in the Grenadier, and I'll tell you, solid axles, they help out quite a bit. I will say the Defender, the articulation is actually quite impressive. Turning in, the Defender does kind of feel like it leans a little bit more than this, but again, considering it's unibody and independent suspension, it does way, way better. Like, the engineering behind that car is crazy, if you ask me.
Can't appreciate it until you're in this one.
Yeah, right? So, with having solid axles, it is, I mean, do you feel like this is bumpier? Or am I just going fast? I'm going a little bit faster. So what I'll do is I'm gonna put it in first gear here. So now we're going about the same speed as we're doing the Defender.
Okay. Let's see how these little rocks do.
What I will say is I feel like I can go faster in this. Like the suspension, everything feels, it's not that the Defender can't, but just, I don't know, I have better grip. I don't feel so tippy.
Yeah, the Defender did, it felt
but we were at the top of the bags. That is something to note. If we went down a little bit, that does help.
Let's see how it does over phase.
But yeah, I don't know. I like, and this feels.
This is pretty floaty. It's pretty fluffy.
Yeah, it does have Bilstein shocks though, so it is going to be kind of firm.
No, this is doing well. We'll see how it does on the up, because I do not drive this car very well.
Yeah, it's a different beast. But it really does not care. And this is narrower. The Defender's 79 inches. This is about 76, and you do feel it on this particular little road. But we'll get the up section for you guys now. So I tried to do the locking rear differential with the Grenadier. It's center locked, but the rear just keeps blinking. So that means it should be activated, but it might not be. The reason I did the rear is because the Defender has a rear locking differential, and so I wanted just to make the comparison as equal as possible, right? They both have the center and the rear locked, but the Grenadier, there's a chance it might just be center. But either way, I mean, I think this will be fair enough. So you're gonna dip down because you're riding the top, so it'll kind of make a little bit of a dip here. But that's okay. Yeah, it's really cool to see how different these are on the same exact trail. Like the Grenadier here, what I'm seeing is, again, fixed suspension. So I can see the kind of difference. Now the Defender does have like a double bag system, so it does have compression even at the top of the bags. But you see kind of like less movement, it seems, with the Grenadier. Like, seems like the body stays a little bit more level. And again, it makes sense, right? It's got solid axles versus independent suspension. You're gonna naturally have a bit less movement. I'm tripping on fewer rocks this time, so I've become a better hiking cameraman here. Let me see, I wanna see you guys walk up a hill backwards at 5,000 feet above sea level. But yeah, quite impressive. And again, you're noticing, or at least what I'm noticing, is the tires aren't slipping, right? Just like the Defender. Now the Defender, you could see occasionally it would, you know, kick up a little bit of dust. I haven't seen that happen with this so far. It does have a little bit more aggressive tires. They're barely wider. These are only 265. The Defender had 255. So they are technically wider, but like, again, that's 10 millimeters. Come on, that's nothing. But I do think it could come also down to just the tread pattern on the tires, right? This might have a tread pattern. Looks like it's a little bit more aggressive, so it could help out the grip a bit. That's funny. She said she feels like she can drive this faster than the Defender. But yeah, it's doing really well. Excuse me. My mouth's dry from being out in the sun. It's like well, the sun's behind clouds right now, but before it was over 100 degrees outside. Yeah, it's quite impressive. It is quite impressive. Okay, so she's on the last little stretch here. It'll be interesting to see her thoughts on both of the cars, because again, she's not an off-road person, right? So to see which one she feels more confident driving. Yeah, this is the part I really want to see, the tires. See if there's any wheel slip. No. Yeah, see, it doesn't have to correct itself. Again, it doesn't have a good four-wheel drive system like it's four-wheel drive, but the Defender's is way crazier. Yeah, impressive. That was cool to watch. Quick 2 seconds recap. Defender, Ineos, up and down the hill. We'll probably get into more advanced off-roading in the future. Which one did you like better off-road?
Depends. The Defender had the cameras, which made me feel safe, and I felt like it could do a lot of the work for me, where this one I had to pay more attention. But because I'm nervous, I'm going to be looking at the road the whole time anyway. This one is narrower. I was going to say thinner, but that's not the right word.
Yeah.
Narrower. So that made it a little bit easier, and I felt like I could go faster, but that probably has something to do with tire width. Would you say?
And the suspension and everything.
And the suspension.
A little bit.
So this one, I think the other thing is that was my third time going up this hill, so I was also more familiar with it versus like the second time.
You want to know my synopsis? The Defender's a way better daily driver, way better on road. Doesn't even compare.
Does not compare.
Just they can both like get to the same places off road.
This was more comfortable.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier.
It was more comfortable as passenger and as driver. I think, for this incline.
But either way, both of these cars can get up here, so...
Oh yes, they can. Yeah,
That's not the problem. Thank you for your thoughts. Bye-bye.